What is going on, Eagles Nation? Welcome to today's episode of Weekly Chirp. Stephen Hellman here alongside Tom Moresco, views from the Link TV. And before we dive into anything, I was going to say this last episode and I did not. My editing software on my computer has been kind of like messing up, so that's why with like Burbuzz I've been able to put the Instagram handles and the questions up there.
Yeah, just submitting the raw videos pretty much.
Yeah, so I've been having some trouble with that. So hoping to get that fixed, but honestly I think it's my laptop just being a little old, so that could be a thing for the time being. But if we do get it fixed, the videos will be back in full force. If not, might wait a little bit, but either way, we're still going to bring you the content.
The action.
One way. We'll bring the action one way or another. So, yeah. But thank you guys for, tuning in for today. And, yesterday we had some stuff, We signed a D-tackle.
Charles Walker. Apparently the guy has a lot of talent. People are saying, he's kind of like a Lyle Collins type, where he had some off-the-field personal things go on, and he went undrafted, and I hope he can add some depth, but I'm not going to get too hyped. It could be a guy that doesn't even make the team, You never know, because these guys, any player and picked in any round is always a risk, so you can't just say, hey, he was projected to be a first-rounder until, this happened, but he just wasn't, so, there's a reason for that. And
he quit the team.
Yeah, he quit the team. He had concussion issues. This guy was as a sophomore at Oklahoma. He had a great season, and he was on a lot of, must-watch lists. A lot of people had him as one of those top defensive prospects coming into the season, and he got a concussion, his third in his college career after 4 games, and he had to sit out the season because, this is his third concussion in his career. And they deactivated him for the season, and he quit the team to get ready for the draft and just said, I'm going to go right in the NFL draft. And I think that obviously scared teams off, but I think that his talent, a lot of people say he's got really good talent if he gives it on every play and the effort's there, but he also battles depression, which he said that is under control now that he's medicated. But that was also another thing that after the concussion he had to deal with, for whatever reason. I'm not exactly sure.
Being in football.
Yeah, it could be a lot of combination of things, and concussions are no joke. So I think that, rooting for him is, the best bet. I'd like to see that kid, get a shot and make some plays. He's a long shot, but maybe he gives you that depth that Bo Allen's absence leaves, because he's going to be out till mid-season. So. You might need that. You might need, some more bodies in there to compete at least. And Charles Walker, I guess he's, he was worth taking a chance on. And let's see what he can do. But, the big news of the day was that there are trade rumors about Jason Kelce and Mark Ingram, the seemingly odd man out in New Orleans now. I just have a hard time believing that Mark Ingram is on the block due to the fact that the Saints signed an old Adrian Peterson and drafted Alvin Kamara. Now, could he be on the block because of those things? Sure, but are those guys is it good to roll into the season with Adrian Peterson and Alvin Kamara? I mean, Kamara's a rookie and Peterson's...
They have high tower too, right?
They do have high tower, so that's a big thing, is it's kind of high tower Ingram, and Ingram just rushed for 1,000 yards last year, though. I mean, he was 11th in the league in rushing. He averaged 5 yards per carry. So, I mean, I don't know why he would be the guy that's expendable, but they do need a center because Max Unger is now out for half the season at least, and Jason Kelce, immediately has some value, and I think that that there would be legitimate consideration on their part.
Yeah, that would be, I think it'd help them. I think they really feel like their window's closing, with Drew Brees, nearing retirement. Not that I think their window's even open. It's like barely cracked, but they feel like they have a shot, so...
that's kind of what they have to play for with the old quarterback and a coach that's jobs on the line every year.
Yeah, so I think they're going to make the trade. like I said, I said this back in like January. I was like, there's no way Jason Kelce's going to be starting center this year. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that
they beefed up the interior of that offensive line, and I think that it's not necessarily to trade someone, but if a team gets desperate, and they wait, and it's like, okay, this guy's hurt, we want to get someone in there before training camp. If they want Jason Kelce, they'll give up whatever the Eagles, want to ask for.
I just don't think they really like Ingram for reasons unknown. I don't know why. But I mean, they tried to bring in like C.J. Spiller.
Yeah, they
and like that just didn't work at all. Like I don't know why they were like, oh yeah, we have Ingram, let's bring it. Like it just didn't really make sense, and they got I just don't think they like him for.
Yeah,
I don't know
Ingram
why.
seems to be the odd man out in New Orleans, and he could really help. He brings the Eagles a skill set that they don't have. Now, a lot of people are, against it. I just think that the Eagles need a body, a veteran body that's been in the NFL carrying the ball, and not Darren Sproles because of his size. Yeah, I don't want to wear him. I mean, look, do I want to a little bit overuse him? Sure, but maybe toward the end of the year, keep him fresh for that stretch run. And him being the only guy, if you wear him out in September, you're not going to have him for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So you need another body, and Corey Clement is a long shot. He's an undrafted free agent for a reason. I mean, is he a gem? Maybe, but probably not. Then you got Pumphrey, who's 175 pounds. So, you can't rely on saying he's going to be able to do what, in his rookie year at least, what you need a running back to do. Yeah. And then you have Wendell Smallwood, who was injured early in this year last year. He was injured in the preseason. And he's nothing close to a proven NFL running back. So, sure, give those guys a shot, but, if one guy gets hurt or one guy doesn't really work out the way you wanted, then you're really thin at running back.
Yeah.
Because you can't rely on Sproles to stay healthy all year. I mean, be fresh all year. And the other two guys are completely unproven. They're completely unknown. So I think you need, and then on top of that, none of them are big guys that can get the short yardage. Yeah. And I think Ingram gives you, I think Jeremy Hill in Cincinnati is a guy that you could look at, but I doubt they want to trade him. LeGarrette Blount out of free agency, another guy who had 18 touchdowns and 1,000 yards last year, led the league in rushing touchdowns. Also played for the Patriots, so they score a lot. Yeah. But I think LeGarrette Blount, he'd be able to plunge in, and if they don't do any of that, then they might just keep Ryan Matthews for another year.
Yeah.
And is it great? No, but it might just be reality because you can't go into the season. Everyone didn't want a running back in the draft, and they got their wish, and I like the guys we got, but now you're kind of facing a situation where you need a guy that can carry the football. Who are you going to give the ball to? One guy goes down, and you have no one that can carry the ball.
Exactly.
It's unreal. It's just too risky, and I just don't think that that's going to happen. So I think that they're going to be on the lookout for a running back.
Yeah, I think, like I said,
Hopefully
I think this trade happens, and we have to package it like a fourth or something like that.
We'll have three fourth rounders next year, and we do not have a second. So maybe getting Mark Ingram for one of our 3/4 is almost the value of drafting a pretty good starting running back in the second round, and you don't really miss that second round pick as much.
Yeah.
Because if you can get you can trade one of your 3/4 rounders for Mark Ingram, who's probably got 2 seasons in a row where he can be pretty good. He's he's going into his prime. He probably has his next 2 years are probably 2 of his better years as long as he can stay healthy, which as of late in his career, if you compare his first 3 years with his last 3 years that he's just had, like night and day. He's been hurt 7 games out of the last 3 years.
That's pretty good.
He played 13 games, 12 games, and 16 games. 16 being last year where he rushed for 1,000 yards, which was on 5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
So he checked all the boxes for an NFL running back, for a solid guy that you're not gonna have to pay a lot for, and he's just gonna give you 2 solid years of production. And while you find your future running back, it can delay maybe drafting a running back. You might not be in reach for one. You need a left tackle next year as well. You don't have a second rounder. So acquiring a guy like Mark Ingram for a mid-round 4th I mean, one of your fourths, and Jason Kelce, who's probably not part of your future, isn't bad for even a guy that's just going to play 2 years, because right now you just need a solid starting running back that Wentz can just give the ball to. He can beat him up for the next 2 years and then send him off and have a new guy come in. But if you're not going to address the running back position in the draft, then you need to figure it out, because you can't go unprepared at running back. It's a big piece for Carson Wentz. It really is.
Yeah. And
people are going to be bitching like crazy this season if we do not get a running back that can carry the ball. The excuse next year in the offseason will be, well, Wentz didn't have a running game. We didn't have a lead back. We had a bunch of guys that couldn't stay healthy, that were fumbling all over the place, that we couldn't run the ball worth anything, and it forced Wentz to throw too many times, and it just became predictable, and they couldn't do anything on the ground. That's what it's going to become. So if they ignore this running back situation, that's probably what you're going to hear.
Yeah.
So I really would like to clean it up by just getting a nice, solid veteran guy in there that can pound the rock.
Yeah, and I think they're going to do that. They are. So thank you for joining us, guys. We will see you later in the week for Bird Buzz. Have a great rest of your day. Hopefully Mark Ingram's on the team very shortly.
Or someone. So